Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
And there you go. We're off and we are running. Coming up here in just a minute, we're going to get you cranked up with a lot of great stuff. And it's Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Theisen, Drew DeArmond on a Friday morning. And I mean, there is no shortage of things to do, things going on around the area tonight. Of course, it is another busy night for high school football. Make sure you have the 97.7 ESPN, the app downloaded, so you'll be able to hear some great high school football all across North Alabama. And then if you want basketball, believe it or not, you can actually get a taste of some college basketball tonight, because for the third year, UAH will be having their Charger tip-off outside downtown Huntsville. The weather should be perfect. Should be a fun, fantastic evening.
Yeah, I mean, the weather, everybody's been talking about it for all week, that Friday was going to have the pristine weather, and we're going to have, high school football all over our airwaves on our streaming network, HSSN, and we really are excited about that, including a huge game over at Randolph Sports Med Field. But we're also going to have a basketball celebration, and what we mean by that is it is very, very close to practice time, and then within a couple of months, really less than that now, of tip-off time for the UAH Chargers and Coach John Schulman, and we're looking forward to speaking with him here this morning.
Yeah, all right, and I tell you what, let's get out there, because he's got a busy night, he's got a busy day, because they've got to get. This is how it all works. They get a court set up. It's going to be downtown.
Outdoors.
If you are familiar with Huntsville, and if you've been around for a long time, you remember the Heritage Club?
Yes.
Yeah. It's in their old parking lot down there right across the street from the federal courthouse, right there on the corner. It's going to be downtown Huntsville, outside. And the head coach of the UAH Chargers, John Schulman, joining us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Morning, Coach.
Morning. How you guys doing?
We're doing good, Coach. I know how many Mountain Dews you had, or Diet Mountain Dews. I'm sorry. Let me correct that.
I'm looking at 2 in the car and a couple back here in the back, and I mean, I got to have that Diet Mountain Dew. I got to have caffeine just to hang out with you in the morning, Drew.
Yeah, you're right. I've got some right here with my Diet Dr. Pepper. I didn't channel my inner Schulman, but I'm all right.
But I'm a Diet Coke guy, too, so let's get that. Let's make sure that everybody knows that. But both of them, I just need that extra caffeine to help me start the day.
Well,
and this one here, tonight, you should have a great way to end the day as the third edition of the Charger Tip-Off gets underway. The guys work hard during the off season. They work hard during the season. There's the stress of the games. There's at practice and everything. Tonight really is a night to come out and relax and enjoy some good times with the Charger basketball programs.
This is a high major event. A guy came to it last year and said, Auburn and Alabama have these events. Tennessee has these events, and now UAH has this event. And we, just be honest, that Megan Owens in the alumni office got this thing started 3 years ago, thought it was important. The first year we scrambled around trying to find the right place. We found the right place now. Corner of Home, Jefferson, kind of diagonally across from Melt. And we turned that parking lot into a basketball court. We learn every year. We're bringing bleachers out here this year. And
nice.
But 6 to 7, it's going to be a bunch of fun events, kind of a pre-celebration. And Jonathan Carter at Shoot 360 is going to be using the court for giveaways, and so they've kind of joined with us. And then at 7 o'clock we start, and we've got a high-level MC. It's not Steve Moulton. It's not Drew DeArmond. It is Scott Tyson. And so Scott is in charge of emceeing the event. I tried to the first year. I got booted. I got fired. But Scott's got the event, and it's the men's team and the women's team. And, just be honest, my favorite part of the evening, just be honest, Scott, is the end part. And our 2023 GSC championship team, the one that got to the Sweet 16, gets our rings tonight. We do have special guests will be arriving. I'm not sure what time, but Chaney Johnson from your Auburn Tigers will be in Huntsville tonight to get his ring. Hunter Vick's coming back to get his ring. C.J. Williamson, being in Spain, will not, but his parents are coming over, and we're going to have a blast and going to get a lot of fans involved with some different games during the night. The first night is a UAH alumni knockout game with 5 current players and some old guys. And when you got former legends like Josh Majette going to be in a knockout game against the new guys, it's going to be a fun evening. I know we got 25 to 30 old alums coming back in. We're supposed to meet down at Moe's probably about 6 o'clock tonight. I think they're going to be there a little earlier. So we got a lot of events, just trying to get some excitement for UAH basketball. We've had a really neat run, and we'd love to continue it, but it kind of starts tonight. Having a good time tonight about 7 o'clock. And it doesn't last long, but a lot of work goes into it, and we'd love a huge crowd.
Yeah, and Coach, we're excited too because, and of course, luckily with my summer schedule, I get a chance to be over at UAH and interact with some of the new guys. But there's a lot of new pieces and a lot of exciting guys that we're looking forward to seeing for a first time in a UAH uniform.
Well, I mean, I guess let's start with Mr. North Alabama is Tommy Murr.
Yes, sir.
Tommy has, I didn't know Tommy great. Had met him a couple times. Him and Tanner played at Lipscomb together, and so we get a chance to coach Tommy. He's one of the nicest, classiest young men. I don't know if I could be nice and classy if I scored over 5,000 points in high school. But we're trying to get in practice, trying to get him to shoot more, just to be honest. So he fits into our culture perfect. He's a great kid. And you'll get a first glimpse of him tonight. Isaac Chapman. Isaac is the transfer from UNA. He is very important to us, that kind of at that 4 spot. So you get a chance to meet and see Isaac. Isaac will be in the dunk contest tonight. I'm just going to tell you the odds-on winner for the dunk contest is a guy that is a Huntsville guy that y'all didn't see last year. But Austin Leslie is back with us, and he will be jumping over the basket tonight, which will be fun. And
my money's on Nyland Thomas for that.
Uh-oh.
Well, he's the Spud Webb of the deal. You got these guys who can go dunk it, and then you got this little guy who can go up here and dunk it. So I would think that he would have a shot. Spud Webb at 5 foot whatever won it that 1 year, so Nyland's got a shot.
Yep.
We've got every player will be involved in some kind of game, and we've even got some of the Miracle League coming from Alabama tonight, because we've got one special guy named Joe, and Joe made our team, and Joe is 26, so don't tell Julie, our compliance lady, but Joe is part of our program, part of our team, so he'll be out there tonight. We're just going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to get a chance to recognize a lot of people. I will say it tonight, it takes a village to win a championship, and so we're also going to celebrate our village also.
Yeah, and you got the Miracle League coming, but I tell you what, if you want to go, there's plenty of games too for the fans. What is it, the Dribble Derby, where I think it's like 10 fans or something is going to come out?
I would love to get Drew DeArmond out there to see his athleticism, because I've seen it. I've seen it on the radio, and he is so athletic when he sits down. It's amazing to me as he moves and grooves and keeps the book for Huntsville High School basketball. But no, we will involve a lot of fans. Got a lot of T-shirts we're throwing out. We got a lot of prizes. And it's going to be very interactive. We had a great summer of camp. We've invited all of our campers and their families, and we're trying to get a new version of a UAH Charger fan, and so far we're on a good track, and this is a big start for us tonight. We just want to attract new people just the UAH basketball. And, our program, we've won 4 championships in a row. We've been to 4 NCAA tournaments in a row, and we got beat by the eventual national champion, Nova Southeastern, and they lost their first 5. One of them played with the Bulls, Chicago in the summer league. One of them went to Georgia. One of them went to Memphis. One of them went to College of Charleston, and one of them went to Stanford. The nice thing is, we did lose Cheney, but everybody else is returning, and we actually played Nova Southeastern the second game of the season. And then with the follow-up to Lincoln Memorial, top 10 program in the country, coming to Spraggins Hall early in the middle of November for the Bill Penny Classic. So we got a lot of fun stuff going on, and it kind of starts tonight at 7 o'clock.
It really does. We're looking forward to it.
Yep.
And Coach, one more question for me, because we had Dylan Harding on with us this summer. I know he's a big part of your staff now. You have a new staff. You've had changes there, but he's the one that kind of tipped us off on Isaac Chapman. I saw Isaac play at Cordova. I know he was a state champion for Heath Burns. You talked about how important he is, but as a player, what is he going to bring to UAH? He's having to fill some big shoes.
And one thing that we got to remember, his name's Isaac.
Yeah.
All right. That doesn't start with the Chaney. He's not Cheney. He's Isaac. And what Isaac does, we really firmly believe in our culture of winning. Starts with recruiting winners.
Yes.
It's hard to change kids' attitudes at age 19. Isaac comes in here as a winner. He's a state champion. As you said, he's a state champion, and he's a special kid. He can go rebound the ball. He can defend multiple positions, and he can score the ball. Now he did not play last year.
That's unique, yes.
And so he did not play last year, and he came in. I told him yesterday in the weight room, I said, Isaac, the first week and a half you looked like you were playing water polo. But now all of a sudden he's starting to get into it. And actually I talked to Heath Burns last night, and I thanked him for the tip about Isaac, because Isaac's turning into a really good player. And he just fits us perfectly. But he defends, he rebounds, he can put the ball on the floor. He's probably been one of our better three-point shooters, and that's not kind of who he is. But he's partnered up with Nyland Thomas. So if you if you partnered up with Nyland Thomas to live your life, you would be in shape and be able to shoot the basketball because you're in the gym 3 times a day. So all of a sudden Isaac got stuck with Nyland, and so Isaac's in the gym about 3 times a day because there is not a harder worker in the world than Nyland Thomas. So all of a sudden, Isaac is forgetting about that year that he was off, and I think you're going to see a really good basketball player and a great kid that fits us perfectly. One that hopefully is going to help us win another ring.
Nice. Beautiful.
Well, Coach, we look forward to seeing you later this evening, and should be a fantastic night. 7 o'clock, downtown Huntsville, Charger tip-off.
Thank you for the time.
We appreciate it, guys. Thanks, and I'll see you later on, Scott, and glad that probably not going to see you, Drew.
Yes,
so we'll
sir.
See you another time. All right, y'all be good. Take care. We appreciate y'all.
All right, thanks. John Schulman, head coach, UAH Chargers.
I was about to tell Coach, I did try to remember, I did try to squat one time, then I spilled a beer.
You did, but that's a little different, though.
Yeah.
That's a little different.
That was a little bit of a challenge. I had a beer on my head. Okay.
All right. You did have a beer on your head. And to their defense, and to your defense, the cup was filled off the full.
The freaking what?
Yeah. That was like going to a carnival and facing a game that you weren't going to win.
Hey, amazingly, I didn't get it on me at all. It was all over the carpet.
And all over the studio.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was worse.
This was worse. I mean, they had that cup filled to the brim.
I mean, we're talking, woo, I can't believe it didn't go all over my head, man.
I mean, I guess it's because the way you fell back.
Yeah, I fell back and it said, pew.
It smelled like pew.
Budweiser.
I tell you what, let's get a break in. 7:14, let's get a break in. Hit the reset. We'll talk some college football. And get your phone calls, 256-576-4977 when we return.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Sounds like that wreck at County Line and Madison Boulevard is going to turn out to be a no injury. Working one on 31 southbound at Huntsville Browns Ferry. Nobody's hurt. Northbound on the Parkway at Hollow Road should be wrapping up. And they were waiting on a trooper on that wreck. It's actually Old Monrovia and Bishop Road. Dr. Sandman has the Somnodent, a safe, insurance-approved alternative for snoring and sleep apnea. Dr. Randall Sandlin, 350-CARE. Captain Nick in the North Parkway, Popeyes, Skywatch, Traffic Center.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRIEND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hunting and tailgating season is on us, and at Woody Anderson Ford, we believe it's time you got serious about an F-150. We've got nearly 150 to choose from, and without a doubt, one of the best F-150 values on the road today is our STX package. You get 290 hard-working horses, mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission that'll take you everywhere, from that tree stand to downtown Tuscaloosa. Body-colored bumpers, halogen headlamps, 20-inch machined aluminum wheels, and lots of tech too, like a rear-view camera with dynamic hitch assist, which you boaters and RVers will love. A 2023 Woody Anderson Ford F-150 STX packs a punch, but doesn't cost a bunch. You can drive one for $499 a month. $499. 36-month lease with $52.10 due at signing. No security deposit plus tax, tag, and title. Includes $399 dealer fee with your good credit. Offer ends September 30th. Call 539-9441 for complete details. Woody Anderson Ford. Hope to see you soon.
Football season and Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. The perfect combination of good times and great food. This season, score big with one of our chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness. Our delicious burgers are made with premium Angus beef, and you can pair it with one of our signature cocktails or a cold craft beer from our huge selection. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on the Parkway in Huntsville and our new location at Cliff Farm, Highway 72 in Madison.
Hello listeners, my name is Jonathan Dunwoody and I own Minuteman Press. We are a full-service print shop that is locally owned and operated. I have personally been handling direct mail for over 17 years and have a great relationship with the USPS. We are the only print shop in the area that is listed as a print provider on their website and the only printing franchise that can use their logo as our partner on marketing materials. We can help from conception to design, print, and delivery to the post office. And with our easy, secure online payment option, you don't even need to leave your office. Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
All right, welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond with you, and plenty of college football coming your way. Look, this is the weekend that we have been waiting for when it comes to college football.
Yeah.
Because this is the weekend that we actually have look, all the games matter. The Alabama-Texas game was big, but that was one game. We are talking probably the best weekend, the best Saturday for college football, because there's going to be a lot of upset, a lot of nervous, a lot of just over the edge feelings coming your way probably on Sunday, because Clemson will welcome Florida State at 11 a.m. That is a huge, huge showdown. Remember Josh Pate and Jake Crane talking about that. I mean, think about that. The loser of that one.
Clemson would already be eliminated from the ACC race because, I mean, they've already lost to Duke. So,
yes.
I mean, and let me amend it. Maybe not completely out of the race, but they'd be
0-2
behind the 8
in
ball.
ACC play.
Yeah, they'd be totally behind the 8 ball. Because, I mean, we'll see how good the rest of the ACC besides Clemson and Florida State end up being. And then Florida State would have a stranglehold on being able to potentially run the table. I know they almost lost to Boston College, but if they don't have any hiccups of getting to the ACC championship game with a chance to get to the playoffs. So we'll see. Getting over this hurdle at Clemson would be huge, and a lot of people like Clemson still in this matchup, so we'll see.
Florida State just a 2-point favorite.
I saw
on the road.
2.5.
Yeah. All right, we'll go over some more of the big-time games coming up in college football. We're going to hear from Nick Saban here in a little bit because he joined the Pat McAfee show like he does each and every Thursday. We'll hear from him in a little bit. I got some thoughts on that because a lot of people were talking about Nick Saban not relating to maybe this younger generation. I got a thought on that. Let's go out to the phone lines. Pat from Tuscaloosa with us. Good morning. Good morning, Pat.
Hey, good morning, fellas. Hey, what car dealership y'all in up there today? I got to have a new car.
We are not at a dealership today, but if you want one, you need to go see our good friend Arthur Seaton, Mikey Lucente. You need to go see the gang over at University Kia. They will get you in any kind of vehicle you want. If you want a new one, you want a used one, go see our friends at University Kia.
Gotcha. Hey, guys, want to call about this? When people in Tuscaloosa aren't believing that it was punishment, that they just think that Nick was trying to prove a point. I disagree. I'm with Drew on this thing, and hey, I'm calling for an upset this weekend. That I like Ole Miss 38-31. What are you guys thinking this morning?
And you're saying, Pat, that you're talking about 38-31 Ole Miss over Bama?
Yes, sir. And reason being is that Lane's coming into Tuscaloosa to audition for a job.
Well, he's got no chance in hell of getting it. That's my first thought on it. But because everybody knows what happened off the field, you don't want to end up on 30 for 30 or 60 minutes. But I'll just say that I've leaned toward the rest of the week. I started off on Sunday 34-27 Alabama, but right now I would probably say I would be leaning toward 31-27 Ole Miss because I just don't trust Milroe. And just the offense as a whole to be able to score enough points and not turn the ball over. And so I will see. I do think Ole Miss has got a good team. I don't think they have a great team. I laid out my 3 keys to the game, Pat. And I think if Alabama has 1 or less turnovers, if they rush for 200 plus yards, and if they can, and to me, if they can make some big plays offensively, I think they can win the game. But I just think that the big key is to win the turnover battle, 1 or less, which means Milroe is making plays, with his legs and his arm, and then of course if Alabama can run the football and control the clock, I think they got a good shot to win the game. But to me, that's the big keys. Is I really think that that they've got to hit on those three keys, and I think they've got to score between 31 and 35 points, because that means, again, if they're running the football, they're not turning it over and they're controlling the clock. It means they're scoring points on Pete Golding's defense, and if they get to in the 30s at home, I like their chances. But if, as I just laid out the 27, if they don't get to 30, if they turn it over 2 or 3 times and they don't rush for 200 yards, which means they're not controlling the line of scrimmage, then I don't think they win the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly that. And that's my feelings. That's why the point spread was at 7. I'm not sure what it is now. But when I did a parlay this weekend, I'm going Ole Miss plus 7. I don't see how you get it, because I think you thoroughly agree with that. 7 points is too much.
All right, Pat, thanks for the phone call. I think it's sitting at 6.5 right now, Alabama's favor. The over-under is 55.5. Bob, the Georgia dog, with us this morning. Good morning, Bob.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How are you?
Good, Bob. How are you?
I'm all right. So I got a lot of stuff for you this morning. So my first thing is, last week I was trying to get through. You guys were jam-packed, but there was some guy who called in. I don't know if he was like a Husker. I don't remember what his name was. It wasn't Wolverine Dan. It was somebody from up north.
Oh, it was our guy, Husky Dan from he's from out west. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, that guy was talking. He was bad-mouthing Georgia, saying that Auburn's going to beat Georgia this year, and then he called it O'Hare Stadium, and I was just like, this guy has no damn idea what he's talking about. And so I just wanted to respond to him that Georgia is going to absolutely smack Auburn this year. They haven't looked good so far this season, but they're just going to wreck Auburn. It's coming. All right, now over to Saban. Everybody needs to chill out, relax. I listened to Feinbaum yesterday, and all the rednecks across this state were calling in and throwing a fit and giving their 2 cents on what Saban needs to do, and it was pretty funny. But there was a guy who called in that actually made kind of sense, and I don't know if he was a psychologist or what, but he said in the era of the portal in NIL that the reason Saban perhaps is struggling now is because in the past, but pre-portal and NIL, that he could rule by fear. It was one of those things where it was like, I'm Nick Saban, I'm the man. You want to come and play at Bama, you're going to do it my way, and you're going to do what I say. Or you're not going to play, because I control the keys to your future and where you perhaps are going to get drafted. Now, this guy was saying, and it was pretty interesting, he said, now these kids have all these options where they can just hop in the portal and go somewhere else. They're making money. Some of them are making significant money. Not all of them, but some of them are making just crazy money, NIL. And they're like, I don't really care if I don't play right now because I'm making, $500,000 a year doing this NIL deal. So I'll just sit here and wait my time. And so they're not as bought in and they're not as hungry as they used to be pre-NIL. And that was kind of his little psychology, head doctor thing that he was saying. He was like, hey, Saban can't win the way he used to win, and now he's trying to be the nice guy, and he can't relate to the players. So it was a different take than what everybody's saying. Everybody calling in, throwing a fit about the DC. I guess Kevin Steele's a DC now. Reese is the OC, man. You guys got problems with that guy. I'm sure Drew will talk about that. But anyways, that's kind of my rant. But I couldn't let Husker guy go with his slander of my dogs.
There you go.
All right, Bob. Thanks, man.
Thanks for the phone call, Bob. Yeah. Well, look, it's that'll be interesting. We'll have to wait and see how that one all plays out. Good phone call there. And he's right, though. We've had a lot of great phone calls. A lot of it has been centered around Alabama and Ole Miss. We got a lot of high school football, though, coming your way. We will hear from Nick Saban, though. He did join the Pat McAfee show, and he did talk about Jalen Milroe. He did talk about why he chose not to play Jalen Milroe on Saturday against South Florida. You take it for what you hear. But when we come back, David Lloyd's got to join us. Randolph football's got a big one tonight. We'll preview that one next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures below where we should be in mid-September. Highs only climbing into the low and mid-80s. Maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm through the course of the afternoon. Most of us going to end up staying dry. Most of us will be dry as we head into Friday night football. Friday night football, by the way, looks absolutely fantastic. We are talking about low humidity and temperatures for the most part hanging out in the lower 70s. We'll eventually drop into the mid-60s as we head into the overnight, early into your Saturday morning. A partly sunny sky Saturday afternoon, isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, temperatures climb into the mid-80s. Much the same for your Sunday, a mostly sunny sky, temperatures hanging out in the lower 80s with an isolated shower or thunderstorm certainly being possible. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
HPD working a wreck at County Line and Madison Boulevard. It ended up as a no injury. 31 southbound at Huntsville Browns Ferry in Limestone County's working. Had one northbound on the Parkway at Hollow Road that should be clear. And we got one at Old Monrovia and Bishop Road. They were waiting on a trooper there. It turned out to be a no injury. You pay no joining fee now at the YMCA with awesome fitness equipment, swimming pools, over 200 classes, and free child care. Ask about their 15% off on personal training at the Y, Huntsville, and Madison. Captain Nick in the Jordan Lane, Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Gunner's Landing is one of the Tennessee Valley's finest golf experiences. Just 35 minutes from downtown Huntsville, Gunner's Landing's 18-hole championship jewel is open to the public 7 days a week. Located in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, Gunner's Landing offers you a golf experience like no other. With beautiful Lake Gunnersville views throughout the round, Gunner's Landing is golf the way nature intended. Gunner's Landing's club repair shop offers a full range of services, including re-gripping and adjusting the lofts and lies of your clubs, even putters. Since the work is done in-house, your clubs will be returned to you in a timely manner. Unmatched in the North Alabama area, it is Gunner's Landing. Schedule your tee time today at gunnerslanding.com. That's gunnerslanding.com.
Work injuries happen in Alabama all the time, whether it's an accident at work, getting injured, lifting heavy objects, hurting your hands on a machine, or just performing the same movement over and over until your body breaks down. But when it happens, there's only one law firm to call in Alabama. That's Pond, Lehocky, Giordano. For personalized legal support, reach out to Pond Lehocky at 855-774-3838 or pondlehocky.com.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond with you. Plenty of high school football coming your way tonight. You're going to want to make sure you have the 97.7 ESPN, the app, downloaded because we have got a smorgasbord of high school football games set to come your way over the airwaves tonight and on Zone 4. You're going to get Sparkman and Grissom over on Zone 2, Madison Academy. Fresh off that bye week, they're going to travel to take on Danville. And then on Zone 5, our game of the week over at Joe Davis Stadium. The lights are going to be on again. I tell you what, you want to talk about a beautiful venue for high school football. Joe Davis Stadium. You got Huntsville taking on Bob Jones, big region game. And then on Zone 3, a game that you will hear on Zone 3, if you have the app downloaded, you have the Randolph Raiders and Westminster Christian Academy Wildcats. And this one, we talk about it, and we will talk about it tonight a lot. Jockeying for playoff positions, jockeying for region titles, really begins in earnest tonight for this one.
It really does. It's when you get into this business and you're able to have the honor of broadcasting and being a part of a program on a daily basis and bringing you their season, across the airwaves, you kind of live for games like this. And of course, if you're a player and coach, it's why you go through all the hard workouts in the summer, why you go through 7-on-7, why you prepare the way you do, why you train. This is what it's all about. It's a big rivalry in 4A Region 8. The Raiders have a 3-game winning streak over a really good program in Westminster. Westminster has a special player in Brandon Mush, and the Raiders have become a true program where they reload, and they've done that this year. They played a very difficult schedule, which has hopefully got them ready for this challenge tonight, because it's going to be a huge one. We've already talked about Brandon Mush this week. His total yardage over 11,000. Scott, 148 touchdowns. We're talking top 6 all time in both categories ever in the state of Alabama. But the Raiders have had 2 straight double-digit win seasons. They've had an amazing run, and they've got an amazing senior class who's looking forward to this challenge. And David Lloyd, their head coach, is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline with us. I know he's excited. Coach, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
We're doing good, Coach. I mean, I don't know how much sleep you got last night, but I know you're fired up for this game. I know your kids are. This is why you do it, man.
I know, you're exactly right, man. That's why you put in the work. You want to play games that mean something, that have something on the line for it. And, like you said, you're looking at playoff seeding. You're looking at kind of being in the driver's seat a little bit, or having a shot to be a little bit above somebody else and a chance to win a region title. That's the goal for every team in our region every year we start. And, to be sitting in a position right now where we're 2-0 and facing another team that's 2-0, man, it's such a great game, such a great atmosphere. We're just looking forward to getting on the field tonight. It should be fun.
Coach, what have you learned? With each new team comes a lot of learning curves. What have you learned about this year's team after? It takes a few games to learn, to get that identity, to forge that identity. What have you learned about this team? What is the identity of this Randolph team?
We're competitors, man. We're fighters. I think it would have been easy for some teams to come off the success we've had the last couple of years, drop the first 2 games of the season. I think it would have been easy for some teams to kind of pack it in and just say, hey, we're not what we used to be, man. We're just not that good anymore. But our guys didn't do that. We got right back to work. We won the last 2. We played a really tough schedule to start the season, and weeks like today and a game like tonight is why you schedule those games. You want to be pushed. You want to be challenged. You want to know what your weaknesses and your flaws are so you can work on those and make those a strength. You want your kids to play in tough games. You want them to play against well-coached teams and great athletes, and we've seen those week in and week out. And we feel like it's prepared us to get ready for our region run here. And so we're like I said, man, we're just excited for kickoff.
Yeah, really are. And, Coach, I know you've been really happy with the development of your squad and the way they responded from the tough start against a really good West Morgan team, really good Madison Academy team. And it's been an interesting way the schedule was set up. I mean, it feels like it's even longer, but you've been on the road for almost a month, and only the second home game of the year tonight.
Right.
Coach, we got you.
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, it cut out, but you're back, Coach.
Gotcha. No, thankfully 2 of those road trips were local to JP2 and Madison Academy. We had to take that long ride up to Stevenson, which is a pretty tough place to play, but we're excited to be back at Sports Midfield tonight in front of our home crowd, and it should be a big turnout. So we're really excited. I think it's been taking the field. And that's the thing with these guys. They show up to work. They do the things they need to. They prepare during the week. And then on Friday, we turn them loose and, let them have a shot to do their thing and play this game we love so much, man.
Well, Coach, you welcome in a Westminster squad. Offensively, they are very, very talented. When you face an offense like Westminster, one that is high-flying, has the capabilities of scoring 50 points, on a nightly basis, how do you get ready for that? How do you get your defense on the same page so that you have the ability to slow them down?
Well, I think first you have to look at your guys, and we're aware of how good they are offensively, and the fact that they can score a lot of points every time they take the field. And I think you should embrace that challenge. You should want to play teams that can push you. You should want to play teams that are good. So I think defensively, each player on our team takes it as a challenge. How good are we? How do we stack up against that offense? How do we look at, what they're scoring 45 points a game? How do we stack up to that? Did how we prepared during the week get us ready for what we're going to see tonight? And these kids they have their own legacy they want to leave. They want to be remembered for something. We've never won a region championship, and that's been the goal of this class since we've got here. This senior group was freshmen the first year I got here. So, I've had these guys for 4 years, and I've seen them grow and develop and mature, and I've seen them play week in and week out. And we're really excited, really proud of what these guys have done, and where they came from and where they are now. So we're excited about the challenge. I know our defense is ready to face that challenge. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and the defensive line, Coach. It's Coach Sauce and all those guys. Man, they've played so well the last 2 weeks. When you're facing a guy like Diego Holt, we talked about that last week, but he was held well under 100 yards. He got to the end zone one time, only had one what I would call explosive run, and they had to line him up at fullback and kind of run an inside trap of Joe Kynes on that one. But I thought your run defense last week was outstanding. You didn't really let Holt get going. And, of course, there's more balance with this Westminster team, but still the key is going to be trying to contain a talent like Brandon Mush in this running game with Henry Claunch because they can run the football.
Right. You're looking at two really good athletes and two different style of guys. If you're looking at Diego Holt from last week, he's a power runner, physical kid, north and south, downhill kind of guy. Claunch, I think, is very similar to that. He's an extremely hard runner, runs the ball really hard between the tackles. And then you look at Mush, who's just a different type of athlete than either one of those guys. He's got a lot of speed on him, can run with a little bit of power behind his pads. Looks like he's put on some weight. But he's a really dynamic athlete. He can throw the football. He can run it, a dual-threat guy, and arguably one of the best players in our region.
Yeah, he really is. He's an outstanding player, and then they've got an interesting set of skill players. They've got a small, quick receiver. They've got a receiver with a lot of size. But the one thing too is you started out with such a tough schedule, and you had some new guys back in the secondary that were trying to get comfortable. But you've won 2 games in a row, and the secondary play has also been much improved, Coach.
It really has. We started the year with some young guys back there, and the only way you can overcome some of that inexperience is to play ball, to play games, to get more snaps, and our guys have done that. We've been banged up in a couple of places early, so we've been forced to play some guys that's really helped us with our depth. J.J. Chung has come on and played well for us at defensive back. Jackson Wakeland's just come in and played some safety for us. Thomas Von Alfeld has played some receiver for us. We've had 3 or 4 guys that have really stepped up for us to add some depth at our skill position, which, has really benefited us. We can play more guys, and those guys have done a great job for us. So watching our younger guys and our first-year starters get that experience and watch them get better every week, it's been fun to watch there. And we understand the balance that Westminster has offensively. We feel like we've got a pretty good game plan for it, but sometimes when you're playing special players, it doesn't really matter what the game plan is. So we're looking forward to it, and we're seeing what we can do tonight.
A couple of the keys, Coach, to get that win tonight.
We got to protect the football. We didn't do a great job of that last week on offense. Thankfully defense played as well as they did. I think that game could have gone another way if they hadn't played that well. So we have to protect the football. We've got to finish drives and make every possession we get count. They have the ability of scoring 45 points a night, so we know that we're going to have to make every possession we get offensively count. Defensively, we're going to have to play a great game up front. I think our game's going to be won or lost on the line of scrimmage. We've had 2 pretty good weeks with our D-line up front. This is a different challenge for them, so we're expecting great things from those guys up front. And just doing their job, taking care of business, making sure we fit the run the right way, and just try to limit Bush the best we can.
No question, Coach, and I know you're looking forward to this environment. Man, we're hoping for standing room only with this beautiful weather, and what a setting it is for a high school football game at Sports Med Field.
It should be great, man. I know we're looking forward to it. Back at home, we should have a great home crowd. Westminster always supportive of what their guys do, so they should travel well. Should be a great atmosphere, great environment for Friday Night Lights, and man, we're looking forward to it. Should be really fun.
All right, Coach. Well, best of luck this evening, Coach.
We look forward to it, Coach. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Go Raiders.
David Lloyd, head coach Randolph Raiders, joining us on the phone lines. Let's get a break in. When we come back, the North Alabama Lions tomorrow are going to honor the 93 National Championship team, but a first in program history.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Got a couple of wrecks on the board now. Pulaski Pike and Oakwood. That one's coming in as a no injury. We had Wall, Triana, and Capshaw. They're running it with possible injuries. And County Line and Madison Boulevard should be pretty well wrapped up now. D&L Refrigeration repairs heating and air conditioning units for homes and businesses. D&L 256-652-1207. State license 08091. Captain Nick in the Jordan Lane Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
When buying or selling real estate, knowledge and experience are key. With over 27 years experience in real estate, Jennifer Rose, Keller Williams Realty Realtor, has extensive knowledge of the Rocket City to take care of all your needs. Keller Williams is the world's largest real estate technology franchise by agent count, with more than 1,100 offices and 200,000 associates, and is #1 in units and sales volume in the U.S. Jennifer Rose, Keller Williams Realty Realtor, would love to earn your business. Give her a call at 256-337-4555.
Southern Fidelity Mortgage. Think of them as a loan for everyone, offering more products than anyone else and the guaranteed lowest rates and costs in town. Of the 2,000 loans that Southern Fidelity Mortgage has pre-approved over the last 10 years, all but one have closed. That's unprecedented in the banking business. For FHA, VA, rural development, and conventional mortgages, for the best mortgage experience in town, it's Southern Fidelity Mortgage.
Call Southern Fidelity Mortgage Company at 256-656-5936.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, "If you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself."
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
There you go. Welcome back. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond with you. Tomorrow, we've talked a lot about college football. We're going to get some more big-time matchups. But over at Brawley Stadium, the UNA Lions, North Alabama, is going to honor the 1993 National Championship team with a special ceremony tomorrow. And for the first time in school history, think about this, first time in school history, Brett DeArmond showing off something yesterday to the team.
See right here, you guys get to wear that North Alabama logo on the front of your jersey. That's a big time deal. You get to wear that UNA. All right, and we made these jerseys. I made sure we made it where it said North Alabama, because when we're on the national stage and people just see UNA, they don't know what UNA is. So I made sure to put North Alabama. All right, when we make deep runs, they see North Alabama. All right, but for the first time in the history of UNA football, you guys will get to play. Look, I want you guys to realize something, okay? A lot of people think it's a selfish thing. I don't, because that name on the back's important too. You were given that name on the back with pride.
For the first time in school history on Saturday, Drew, UNA will have names on the back. I know it sounds small, but for the first time in school history, UNA will have names on the back of their uniforms.
Yeah, they have not done that before, but they're paying homage to a special group, the 93 group, and it was cool because when Alabama won it all in 92, Jacksonville State won it on the Division II level that year, and then UNA won 3 in a row. So the state of Alabama won, 4 straight Division II national championships in football. They dominated for a 4-year period there. Yeah. And UNA from 93 to 95 was basically unbeatable. I mean, they had some of the greatest teams in the history of Division II football, and certainly Jacksonville State had some great teams as well. And then Jacksonville State got it going in FCS and reached the national championship game, and now they're making the transition to Division I and Conference USA, and UNA is now. We always thought UNA would eventually be an FCS program. It took a little longer than we thought, but it's certainly happening now, and they're here. I mean, and they're through the probationary period, which we're all happy for because they get to compete for championships.
All right, so now we turn our attention back to Alabama. Mm-hmm. And every Thursday, Nick Saban joins the Pat McAfee Show. Didn't think much of it. I was like, why would Coach Saban want to join the Pat McAfee Show?
Recruiting.
And then you look at the ratings. And then you look at what Pat McAfee has done for ESPN. He has brought in a younger generation. The streaming numbers are through the roof. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, a lot of people right now are saying, well, maybe Nick Saban can't relate to the younger group. Maybe he can't relate to the younger crowd anymore. Maybe that's kind of given it. And I thought, well, geez, what a genius idea it is to jump on the Pat McAfee Show every Thursday for the younger audience, the younger crowd, kind of keep relating to that. Yesterday, when he was on the Pat McAfee Show, Pat McAfee asked him about Jalen Milroe and not playing at South Florida. Here is Coach Saban's response to everything regarding the quarterback.
Well, I think that, first off, the other quarterbacks had very close competition, and they didn't really get much of an opportunity to play. So we started this conversation with the fact that, hey, we're going to maybe look at somebody else playing the position, may last for a quarter or whatever. But then you got to get ready to play, and I want to see you handle this. And, you know, everybody handles frustrations a little differently. And I think sometimes you got to direct your frustration and make it a motivator. You can get upset by it, you can get angry by it, but you can also get motivated by it, you know. And I always remember, you know, Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and he has 3 people when he gets into the Hall of Fame: the coach that cut him, the coach that benched him, and the guy that took his place when he got benched. And he said, this directed my feelings for my whole career in terms of how it motivated me to try to be the best player that I could be. And we want our players, when these things happen, to direct their feelings in a way that's going to help them be better players. Jalen did that this week, and I'm pleased with his performance. He's got nothing to prove, you know, here. He's our guy. He's the guy that, you know, I have confidence in, and I just had a meeting with him a little bit ago and clean up some fundamental things and watch him play.
So the internet reacted to him congratulating Simpson, I believe, whenever he made a big-time play. You're seeing all those things, judging all those things, analyzing all those things, I assume, testing his leadership, seeing what he's made of?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in the end, this will make him better.
There you go. Jalen Milroe has nothing to prove. He's our guy going forward. Cements him as the number 1 guy. But saying that they wanted to play, the reason why they played the other ones was because they wanted to get them experience, nothing more.
Suspended.
It's not what Coach Saban said.
You just sort of, he spoke around it, Scott. You heard him, how people react to adversity. Adversity is called suspension. When you're not playing under any circumstances, what is that? And you're not sick or injured, you're suspended.
Anyway, Coach Saban there. He did have some other stuff to talk about on the Pat McAfee show. He complimented Lane Kiffin. He did throw out the rat poison quote again when people talking about praises. And he said NIL tests your maturity as a young man. So Nick Saban had a lot to say yesterday on the Pat McAfee show. Hey, we're just about done with hour number 1. We're going to kick off hour number 2, talking Madison Academy football. Bob Gotze going to join us. The Mustangs had a bye week last week. Enjoyed some off time. They're at Danville this week. So that should be entertaining as well. Make sure you have the 97.7 ESPN, the app, downloaded. So you'll be able to listen to that high school football game over on Zone 2. Then coming up, don't forget tonight, 7 o'clock downtown, you got the Charger tip-off. UAH Charger basketball takes to the streets of Huntsville tonight. 7 o'clock, all the action gets underway. That's going to do it for hour 1. Hour 2 going to kick off here in 2 minutes. Bob Gotze, head coach of the Mustangs, going to gallop his way on the air next.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Unlike other credit cards that decline sports betting transactions or treat them as a cash advance, the G-Bank Visa Signature Card can load directly to your favorite sportsbook apps. G.Bank/VSiN.
AP Top 25 football this weekend. Number 1, Georgia favored by 42.5 at home against UAB. Number 3, Texas by 14.5 at Baylor. Number 5, USC is a 34.5-point favorite at Arizona State. Number 6, Ohio State by 3 at number 9, Notre Dame. Number 7, Penn State by 14.5 against number 24, Iowa. Number 8, Washington by 20.5 against Cal. Number 10, Oregon's a 21-point favorite against number 19, Colorado. Number 11, Utah by 6 against number 22, UCLA. Number 13, Alabama is favored by 6.5 against number 15, Ole Miss. Number 14, Oregon State by 3 at number 21, Washington State. Number 23, Tennessee by 21.5 against UTSA. Get the latest lines and more at vsin.com.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
All right, good morning. Welcome back into Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond with you. And as always, last week I wasn't even here last week, so I didn't even, we didn't do this anyway because the Madison Academy Mustangs were off last week. But this week they're back, so that means Sportsmed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, a proud sponsor of Madison Academy football, they're back as well. They invite you to visit their Saturday sports clinic for all of those sports-related injuries each Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 4715 Whitesburg Drive. It's the SportsMed Saturday Sports Clinic. And their head coach joins us now.
No doubt. It's always great to catch up with the head football coach of the Madison Academy Mustangs, his team coming off of a bye week, and a much-needed one because they were banged up and they needed to recharge. It's always a difficult journey when you're playing 10 games in a regular season, and they had a very, very tough and it was both physically and mentally because I think J.B. Pennington, they're a really good football team. They finished second in 3A Region 7 last year, and they had a great plan over at Bill Washington Stadium. It was a really tough football game. I believe it was 26-21 was the final. They had a really good plan on offense and defense, and Coach had mentioned that to us going into the contest that they made you prepare for a lot of different things. But his team persevered, and they overcame, and I think it'll make them better going forward, especially if they can get healthy. And we're going to talk about that and more with Bob Gotze, who's with us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Coach, good morning.
Good morning. How are we doing, guys?
We're doing well, Coach.
Coach, did you enjoy that bye week? Did you enjoy the downtime?
It's good to, like you said, to recharge a little bit. I felt like we had a good week of practice. Our goal was to get healthy and to get better. I think we accomplished that, over that week. And, now get ready for this stretch run. And like I said, just keep trying to get better, keep trying to improve.
Well, and Coach, I know you set these schedules up. A lot of these are two-year deals as far as home and away with squads you play, and region play is always they revise them every couple of years. But do you try to set up your buys? Is it strategic, or is it just kind of how it works out when you're making your schedule and preparing it?
It kind of works out that way because you get your open week kind of goes with the region schedule that you draw. So you actually draw a schedule, not necessarily setting up games for the region. So it did come at a good time. I think most would like to have it here in a couple more weeks maybe. But for us, it came at a really good time as we were really, banged up football coming out of, Deschler, a very physical game. Randolph was a very physical game as well. J.B. Pennington was a physical game. So, and honestly, we had, been pretty hard on them, through practice and things of that nature. So, we kind of set things up and kind of played things to knowing we'd have this bye week, and we certainly, could use it in terms of getting some guys healthy and refresh. So we'll see, tonight, I guess, and here over the next 2 or 3 weeks if we, got anything accomplished or not.
Yeah, you look at that Danville game or the J.B. Pennington game. You go back to that one, Coach, and that one was a physical test your football team type of game.
It was, we like I said, we were banged up. We were without 4 offensive linemen, 3 starters and our first backup. So it required, a lot of perseverance. We had guys playing in a lot of different positions. We played most of the second half without our quarterback. We had a linebacker go out, during the game, and that's just part of it. It's part of the game, and you got to overcome these type of adversities type things. So free safety apparently played with a broken foot most of the second half. So
wow.
And then on top of that, I think we were just a little mentally fatigued in terms of we made a few mistakes, especially in the secondary, to where we just weren't as focused maybe as we should have been. And got a little mentally fatigued and allowed the game to be a little closer than probably it should have been as well. But very proud of our guys, especially up front offensively, when we've got our tight end is playing left tackle. We got our freshman playing center. We moved center over to guard, or guard to tackle, and still rush for. I think Ken still ended up right at 200 yards on the night. And, that type thing. But just proud of our guys in terms of how we, persevered through the night. And excited. We got some guys healthy now. We're kind of, almost back to full strength and a little more normal, hopefully tonight, and ready to play.
Well, and Coach, you got to give credit to Caleb Miles and J.B. Pennington. They tried to control the football. How does that help you down the road, though, their approach? And if a team maybe tries to keep away from you, but your kids were able to, still persevere, still, as you said, moving guys around all night, different guys in different spots, even some young players when you're talking about a freshman having to play a critical spot like center. But with the way the J.B. Pennington approached it, how is that going to help your squad the rest of this year from the standpoint of what you had to what they had to experience in the game, and then after you went back and watched film?
Well, I hope once again, challenges come in all different forms of fashion. Certainly with them trying to control the clock and, limit possessions and things like that, you have to make sure that you're handling your business. And we struggled a little bit, to get them off the field. Like I said, when we were without 4 offensive linemen, that also cuts into our defensive, line as well.
Right.
We lost to Marcus Peoples, who plays on both sides of the ball. So what that does is create more reps for other people. And, we have to do a good job of rotating, but, we're going to see that where, they had an excellent plan. They're a bigger team, had some big backs, so, they're just, wedge it in there, between the tackles, try to knock you around and that type thing. We did fairly well with that. We really struggled to get off the field on 3rd and 4th down. We allowed them to, convert, I think, 2 or 3 4th and longs, and, just things that you can't do. And that goes back, like I said, I think we lost our focus a little bit later in the game, especially in the secondary. Something that we worked, tried to get corrected, work hard on, this past week.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach, you come off that bye week. Now you travel to Danville. How important is it to get off to a fast start coming off that bye week? Not that there's any rust, but how important is it to come out, start fast in that first game off the bye week?
Well, I guess before I get into that, going back to the other thing, we had to grind things out ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
They loaded the box. So we weren't as strong up front as normal. And I'm very proud of our guys, proud of our backs, Ken and Josh both. I told them after the game, I said, we've had the luxury the first couple of games, you guys busting long runs, just, it really hadn't, been challenged a lot. And you were challenged tonight. It was tough yardage. They did a good job with that, banging it in there and taking what they could get, and us, finishing drives and things of that nature. So that was good for us to have to do those things. And I thought our guys answered it well. Now that moving on tonight, we obviously want to get out to a fast start and just handle ourselves, make sure that we're prepared and ready to play, and handle whatever the situation, that comes up. We're always, going to put the, put it on us in terms of us executing what we do. And I feel like if we, always have felt that way through the years, that, if we handle our business, things will work out, pretty well in our favor.
Well, and Coach, note, and as you mentioned, for much of the second half, you had your backup quarterback too. So there was a lot of different things, and of course, in hindsight, it's big because you got your backup some work against a quality opponent like that, and that can be a way for you to grow as well, Coach.
Exactly. Extremely proud of Alex Carter, who came in and played very well, threw a touchdown pass, and handled situations very well. So what a great opportunity for him. And you tell them and you're preparing them with JV games, you're preparing them in practice and all of that. But there's nothing that's going to take the place of Alex or Slate Glover, who came in to play center. Kamani Merrill, who's their nose man, had to move over and play some on the offensive line, something he hadn't done before. Harrison Cernaway moving from tight end to left tackle, things like that. And just really, really proud of all of our guys. And I think that's what it takes to win a championship, is that, everybody's got to step up at some point in time and do something that maybe they don't think they can do, or maybe they've never done before. And just proud of how our team handled all of those different, adversities, and come away with a win.
Well, one of my favorite guys, former and the late Alabama assistant coach Jack Rutledge, used to call that a gut check.
Yeah, I really think it was. I think our guys, and I think they handled it very well. We got in the same way defensively, where we got scrambling a little bit, as well there. With some linebackers that went out. Not to mention that we already talked about being down a starter on the defensive line. So everybody across the board had to step up and make plays, and and that's what it's about. And for the rest of the way, we either learn how to persevere, we learn how to overcome all these different challenges and adversities that we face, or we get left behind. So we're certainly going to try to meet them head on.
Yeah, Coach, if you put a couple keys on tonight, what would it be?
Let's do. Our deal for this week has been, have a plan. Make sure that we are handling our business, whether it be in the kicking game, whether it be on offense or on defense. And let's set a high pace, a tough tone early in the game, and put the pressure on them. And as always, comes to trying to create some explosive plays, taking care of the football, and tackling well in space.
No question. It'll be on Zone 2. Steve Moulton, Glenn Laird on the call live from Danville, Alabama, as the Mustangs coming off of their bye, 3-0, and, of course, off to a very, very strong start, ranked in the top 5 in the state of Alabama, and, of course, unbeaten in region play, which is the most important thing. And this is a special group of young men who beat a really good football team in J.B. Pennington for their first region win. They're going for number 2 tonight. Coach, safe travels to Danville. We always appreciate the visits, and good luck to the Mustangs, sir.
Thank you very much, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Of course, that interview, as always, brought to you by SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center. Give them a call today, 256-881-5151, to experience the SportsMed difference. SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, dedicated to providing care that improves lives. Let's get a break in. When we come back, phone lines are open, 256-576-4977.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
At wreck on Slaughter Road in front of Madison Academy. That one came in as a no injury. Pulaski, Pike, and Oakwood reports as no injury. Wall, Triana, and Capshaw, they were running with possible injuries. Not sure if we've got blockage there or not. Adding someone to your staff, maybe needing someone on a temp basis. Snelling specializes in admin, accounting, and business support. Snelling, how the area's best companies hire talent. 256 888-382-4000. Captain Nick in the North Parkway Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Philip Love of not only Eagle Installation, now he represents Eagle Companies. Eagle through the years have added several companies to help individuals or builders through their construction renovation process. Eagle is known to represent quality, efficiency, and professionalism. Philip, I know you do insulation, but do you do masonry?
We do.
Do you do grading, erosion control, and dirt hauled off?
We do.
Do you do after paint, which includes shower doors, mirrors, shelving blinds, and bath hardware?
Yes, we do, Wes.
Do you do landscaping and irrigation?
Yes, we do.
So basically, Eagle can help you all along your process of building your house or doing renovations. So do you do plumbing?
We do not, Wes, but we can find somebody to do it.
Just give them time. They'll be there. Anyway, call Eagle Insulation at
256-755-1556.
Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Call Eagle today.
Thanks, Wes.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
Don't let your back or neck pain get in the way. Get back to doing the things you love with the spine and neuro team from Huntsville Hospital. As the most experienced in the area, we have been improving lives in North Alabama for more than 50 years. Whether your favorite fishing hole is on Wilson Lake in the Shoals, Flint Creek, or Lake Gunnersville, Spine and Neuro is nearby to get you back to your best. Visit us online at spineandneuro.com to learn more.
If you work in a dangerous or logistically intense industry, you know good training can be a challenge. There are training costs, safety concerns, and difficulty replicating real-world scenarios. There's a better way used right now in the Army and in all our armed services to better prepare our heroes, and it's available to you in your organizations. Higher Echelon's Game Development Team is revolutionizing learning in military training, dangerous industry, STEM, and sports performance domains with cutting-edge virtual training that immerses you in lifelike scenarios without the cost and safety concerns for trainees. With Higher Echelon's game-based training, you'll experience realistic simulations, precision accuracy, and unparalleled safety. Higher Echelon founder Dr. Joe Ross is retired Army who played and later coached for the cadets and puts that experience to use. His team has been building cutting-edge virtual training environments for soldiers and clients for a decade. Higher Echelon, the name you can trust for advanced training solutions. Reach out at higherechelon.com to get your free consultation. Go Higher and go Army.
All right, welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond with you. Welcome back into the program, to the show on a Friday morning, 256-576-4977. And I stumbled upon this yesterday. Kenny Dillingham.
Remember
that name?
Dillingham used to do the worm.
Was once on the Auburn staff as offensive coordinator.
Didn't call any plays, though.
Yeah. Now the head coach at Arizona State.
Then he went to Florida State with Mike Norvell.
That's true, he did, didn't he? Then he was up at Oregon, wasn't he? At Oregon?
Dan Lanning.
Yep.
Then he went home to Arizona State and paid for Jaden Rashada.
Well, I just stumbled upon this the other day. This is just funny. I got to play this because it'll get us all in the mood for what should be a fantastic Saturday of college football.
If you don't expect to win every game, you got a problem. I don't care if I'm playing Michael Jordan in basketball. I'm not playing him to lose. Otherwise, why would I play? I'm not just going to play because it's fun. No, what's fun is competing to win. So you're playing to win. That's it. And if you don't, whatever happens after the game, it doesn't matter. You then watch the tape and you get better and you grow and you get better and you grow and get better. And eventually, right, Saturday nights are going to feel better. But if you don't take the field and you expect to win the football game, something's wrong. You should expect to win. You should. Otherwise, you shouldn't be on the field.
That was this past week. Kenny Dillingham.
That's what happens when you go play Fresno State and you lose 29-0 at home. What happened to Jaden Rashada? How much money is that per zero?
Woo! There you go.
Did he get paid per first down? I want to know that. You know.
So setting it up, you got at 2:30, Oregon, 10th ranked Oregon, 19th ranked Colorado. And this one, to me, is very intriguing. If you look at it, Drew DeArmond, Oregon is a 21-point favorite. But we talk about how this year in college football, that right now there may not be a dominant team in college football. Right now, going into Saturday, there may not be a dominant team. Georgia is probably as close as you can be, but Georgia really didn't look good in that first half against South Carolina. Can the same be said right now for early Heisman candidate potentials? That right now we don't have a front runner for the Heisman right now. If Bo Nix comes out on Saturday, because there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on this game because it's Colorado. It's drawn a lot of attention because of Deion Sanders and everything with Colorado and all the baggage that comes with it. Can Bo Nix take a huge step? Oregon spent a ton of money in putting up billboards in New York and Dallas and Los Angeles and everywhere. Can Bo Nix take a huge step to putting his name in a potential Heisman candidacy run with a huge game on Saturday?
I mean, he already has a great chance to be in it. Because I think they're going to beat the hell out of Colorado. I mean, I think Colorado's a great story, but I think it's a line of scrimmage game, and I think Oregon has got a better football team in both cases, and they're at Autzen Stadium. Colorado's not going to be able to hear themselves think, and Colorado was lucky to beat Colorado State. They got outplayed for the majority of the game, but Shedeur Sanders brought them back, had a hell of a football game, and would be right in the Heisman Trophy mix, especially with Travis Hunter being out. But that's another key to not beating Oregon. Right. They don't have maybe the best two-way player or the best two-way player in the country in Travis Hunter either. So, and this is still a Colorado team that's coming together. I think in some spots, even though they did change almost the entire roster, when you're talking about 70-plus guys, there are cases, I think, where they don't have depth in some spots. And I think defensively they've got some deficiencies that Oregon can exploit. And if Bo Nix outplays Shedeur Sanders, and there's a lot of people watching Shedeur in his Rolls-Royce, then I think then he could definitely make a big jump in as far as the Heisman conversation. He's had a really good just over a year's time and a year and a month with Oregon and playing good football and getting better, and I think being surrounded by a better cast than he was at Auburn.
Yeah. All right, so in conference, in the SEC, 12th ranked LSU will play host to Arkansas, 6 o'clock ESPN. LSU comes in 17.5-point favorites in this one. If LSU goes out and does what we expect them to do, if they look as half as good as they did against Mississippi State, this one may not be very close. If you're Sam Pittman and company, you need this ball game. But if Arkansas gets handled like Mississippi State did against LSU, what does that do for Sam Pittman? Does the noise start growing under Sam Pittman that the lust and everything that he did and he brought in to help turn around a program that was dismal when he showed up, does it start to wear off?
A little bit, but I still don't think he'll be in trouble. I think there'll be some people that start barking, and certainly he could be on the hot seat going into next year. But the sad thing is they outgained by over 100 yards, I believe, BYU last week and lost the game because they just they were a little bit sloppy with the football. Offensive line struggled. They didn't execute real well, especially in the second half, and they had a big lead early. And you got to give Kalani Sitake and BYU a lot of credit for persevering and hanging in there, and Keaton Slovis for being 35 years old.
And finally, to the game you will hear right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. 2:30 kick, 13th ranked Alabama, 15th ranked Ole Miss. Alabama 6.5 point favorite. Your over-under is 55.5. The two keys that Alabama has to do to get the win tomorrow.
Oh, again, there's three, and I gave them in the first hour. They got to score between 31 and 35 points. They got to turn it over one or less times. They got to run for 200-plus yards, or there's going to be a Black Sunday at the end of the season with a lot of coaches fired. Not Nick Saban, but a lot of guys going to be updating their resumes and getting the hell out of Dodge.
So 200 yards is the magic number on the ground.
Yeah, they got to rush for at least 200 yards because they're not going to be a passing team. They're not going to hit 300 yards passing very much this year, if at all. I mean, they're going to have to. No,
you don't see that coming at all.
No, because Jalen Milroe's not a proficient passer. Now, can he rip a 48-yard, 50-yard touchdown pass? Absolutely, he can. Can they get some chunk yards? Absolutely. But they're not going to be a passing team what we've seen out of Alabama quarterbacks in the last, I guess, since Tua Tagovailoa, and even Jalen threw for over 2,000 his freshman year, and then I want to say about 1,900 his sophomore year.
Yeah.
But after that, we saw 3,000 and 4,000 yard passing seasons for Alabama like the norm. Hell, they're not going to come close this year. Okay, they'll be lucky to get over, probably 2,000 yards passing. And so they're going to have to be a running football team. The quarterback is going to have to be a willing runner. He's going to have to punish some people. And that the identity of the football team has got to be running the football, play actioning, zone read, RPO. That's got to be what this team's about. If not, they will not beat people because they cannot drop back and throw the football no matter who they have. I mean, it's obvious after we watched it that Tyler Buckner cannot do that. Ty Simpson has still got some maturing to do. I think eventually when he does, he could be a drop back guy, and I think Dylan Lonergan could too. But I don't think Nick Saban right now wants to start either one of those guys, especially Lonergan. I think they want to redshirt him.
Right.
And then, I mean, if Milroe struggles, it will open the door for Ty. But the thing about Ty Simpson people don't understand is he's really mobile too. He's definitely capable of running an RPO-based system, kind of like a Jackson Dart's doing for Ole Miss. And so right now, this is a really fork in the road game for the legacy of this Alabama team. Not for Nick Saban. Crap. I mean, his legacy's there. There's no way he should be on any kind of hot seat, even if they go 7-5. There's no way. I know the Paul Feinbaums of the world, and some of these other guys like Dennis Doofus and all this stuff. They're going to raise hell and talk about how somebody should retire, or do you think about fire? You will never think about firing Nick Saban. It's kind of like what Chris Stewart said earlier, when he was with the Next Round and those guys. If Nick Saban lost 15 games in a row, he shouldn't be fired. Okay, that's just insane. That's not going to happen anyway. But for what all he's done for the university, he's doubled it in size. There's nearly 40,000 students. When he took over, there was 20,000. The program was in the crapper. He had to clean it up. He's won, 6 national titles, could have won 10. And so he's built up some equity here. And again, they lost to Texas. They didn't lose to Louisiana Monroe again. And they did play terribly against a South Florida team that I don't think is very good, but they still won by 2 touchdowns. So does Ole Miss have a legit chance this week? You dang right they do. But could Alabama beat them if they come out with a cohesive plan and they don't turn it over and they act like they give a rat's ass about playing?
Yes.
Absolutely they do. So somebody put a foot up somebody's ass and get them ready to play.
That's the message that needs to be delivered in the pregame. Put a foot up someone's ass. There we go. Let's get a break in. When we come back, phone lines open to you, 256-576-4977.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures below where we should be in mid-September. Highs only climbing into the low and mid-80s. Maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm through the course of the afternoon. Most of us going to end up staying dry. Most of us will be dry as we head into Friday Night Football. Friday Night Football, by the way, looks absolutely fantastic. We are talking about low humidity and temperatures for the most part hanging out in the lower 70s. We'll eventually drop into the mid-60s as we head into the overnight, early into your Saturday morning. A partly sunny sky Saturday afternoon, isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, temperatures climb into the mid-80s. Much the same for your Sunday, a mostly sunny sky, temperatures hanging out in the lower 80s with an isolated shower or thunderstorm certainly being possible. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Our last reported accident was on Slaughter in front of Madison Academy. That's north of Madison Boulevard. That one may be about ready to clear. Head Pulaski, Pike, and Oakwood, it should be wrapping up. Wall, Triana, and Capshaw also should be completed shortly. You get 2 pieces of the hand-battered, juicy, tender signature chicken and a buttermilk biscuit for $4.99 at Popeyes. University in Jordan, 72 in Jeff, and North Parkway. Captain Nick in the Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
The Huntsville area is one of the fastest growing areas in the United States, and with growth comes challenges. That's where the professionals at Gillette Land Development come in. If you need dirt, gravel, and sand, Gillette Land Development can provide all your hauling needs. Site preparation, Gillette Land Development can handle it. Custom home building, you guessed it, Gillette Land Development. Call Gillette Land Development today, 256-957-2111, 256-957-2111. That's Gillette Land Development, 256-957-2111.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Injuries at work happen all the time in Alabama. So do motor vehicle and slip and fall accidents. If you're hurt at work or injured in an accident, I want you to call my good friends at Pond, Lehocky, Giordano. That's Pond, Lehocky, Alabama's injury law firm. They got your back just like they've got mine. For personalized legal support, reach out to Pond, Lehocky at 855-774-3838 or pondlehocky.com.
The representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Hi, this is Eli Gold. 28 Southeastern Conference football championships, 18 national championships. This is Alabama football, and your home for the Crimson Tide Sports Network is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
All right, welcome back. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Busy night of high school football. We invite you to join the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by the Huntsville Sports Commission, coming your way after the conclusion of our game with Sparkman and Grissom tonight over our airwaves, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. He'll be busy all night. He's going to be busy out there for AL.com. Jimmy Lay with us right out of the break.
What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, it's going to be a busy night. I've got 6 other games besides the Westminster at Randolph game. So, yeah, it's going to be a really busy night.
What other ones do you got besides that Westminster Christian Randolph one?
Well, we're looking at Grissom at Sparkman, 7A Region 4 game. Sparkman is just, man, they're dominating right now, and I expect they probably will dominate again. You've got James Clemens at Florence. That is going to be a really tough game. I'm not sure how that one will come out. A 5A Region 7 game, Arab at Scottsboro. Both teams undefeated in Region 7.
We got you, Jimmy.
Guys.
Oh, I came back. Here we go.
You there, guys?
We got you.
We got you back.
Yeah.
You were talking about Scottsboro?
Yeah, Arab at Scottsboro, 5A Region 7.
Yeah, Arab's off to a good start. Yeah.
Madison Academy at Danville, I expect the Mustangs to roll in that one. May Jemison at Athens. It's a 6A non-region game, but it's going to be a good test for May Jemison at coming off their win against Lee Huntsville last week. And then I'll have Lee Huntsville at Coleman, also a non-region game. But it'll be interesting to see how the Generals bounce back from their first loss of the season.
Mm-hmm. It really will. And like I was saying, probably the most under-the-radar game you just mentioned is Arab and Scottsboro. Both those teams are off to really good starts.
They really are. Coach Osmond does a great job at Arab. I think they had their best season ever. Last year, I think they won 11 games, and they're looking to continue that this year. And they do a great job of getting me the information, too. I love the schools that get me that information before 11 o'clock. That way I have time to be able to write a summary about it. You know, Arab does a great job. Coach Lloyd at Randolph does a great job. Coach Godstein, his staff, does a great job at Madison Academy. And the Grissom guys, they do a great job of getting me that stuff. I really appreciate it because that's the only way that we can have an opportunity to get something online about those schools is if the coaches or the staff get us that information. So we need it. But you guys do a great job with the scoreboard show and doing 5 games, man. You guys are awesome, man. 5 games, that's just tremendous for high school football in this area.
Yeah, Scottsboro has the highest scoring offense in all of Class 5A right now, over 50-some points a game. So that one should be fantastic. Jimmy, Westminster Christian, Randolph, it's going to have your eyeballs. What do you think about that one?
You know, we talked about it yesterday, me and Drew, and it's really, as I said, it's going to come down to big plays and turnovers. And if Randolph can limit their turnovers and limit the big plays from Westminster, they're going to have a great chance to win this game. But if they let Mush get loose or some of their other weapons and they're able to score quickly, it could be tough, for Randolph. But they just got such a great defense and such a great coaching staff. And I just look for this to be a very tight game. It could come down to one possession at the end of the game, and who's going to make that big play that makes the difference.
I tell you what, man, Scottsboro, the least amount of points they've scored is 44. So they're rolling, man. I mean, I'm telling you,
they're leading all of 5A in points.
I think it's just been a great fit too for Chris Bell to come over from Oak Mountain. I mean, Scott and I, they were one of our teams of the week last year, and we got a chance to meet them and go over there, and they were really hospitable to us and very, very nice. And he's done a great job. And Scottsboro is a very tight knit place. And he did a good job at Oak Mountain in the region of death, making them very, very competitive. And as he told us, he and his wife had been through Scottsboro, and they like to travel a lot. And he had gotten a look at the town and a look at the community. And when the opportunity was presented to him to come there, he decided to do so. And don't forget, Patrick Nix did a great job there. Larry Morris was there for many, many years and had some very competitive teams. But, I mean, and Fort Payne's got a really good team this year, and they beat Fort Payne 56-51. Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean,
Scottsboro, they have a great program. When Patrick Nix was there, he brought the first victory they ever got at North Jackson. They had never won at North Jackson
that's right.
until he got there. And they've continued that with Coach Bell. It's interesting that they play a couple of the 4A Region 8 teams in their rival North Jackson, but they also have Priceville a little bit later in the season, and so that's a good indicator to see where those teams are when they match up against a team like Scottsboro.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Jimmy, we hope you have a great night, man. We know you do a great job. We appreciate you.
It'll be busy. Have a good one, guys.
All right, thanks. Jimmy Lay with us. Jimmy Lay will join us tonight on
he will. There you go.
Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by the Huntsville Sports Commission. All right, let's go to Ellis.
What's up, Ellis?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, how y'all doing, fellas?
We're doing good, man. You going to the game Saturday?
Oh, yeah. I'm leaving as soon as I get through doing this job I'm doing right now. I'm headed down there.
All right, man.
All right. Are you feeling uneasy, Ellis? Are you an Alabama
How do you feel,
fan that's
Ellis?
feeling uneasy?
Well, if you've listened, if you ever get to listen to Ryan's show.
I did early in the week. It was Detonation Monday. That's all I got to say.
I believe. That's what I say when I come on. I mean, he gets me to holler it out. So I holler it out to the top of my lungs. So, yes, I believe.
Hey, now, you know Dion's got that, trademarked or something.
Yeah, what else is weighing on your mind this morning, Ellis?
I don't know. Have y'all heard the guy that's been calling in that's been getting on Ryan's nerves and Gary Harris's nerves?
Now, what's he been saying?
Oh, Lord, Drew, you would lose it if he called you.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he's one of those people. I mean, and usually people can't get on Ryan's nerves, but this guy right here has got on Ryan's last nerve.
Now, is he a Bama fan or is he a fan of another school?
He's a Bama fan.
Oh, okay.
But, he's one of them that's just totally against Jalen Milroe. I mean, totally against.
Okay. I think Brian's told me about this guy. Now, I haven't heard it. I'm not against Milroe, but I'm a realist. I just hope he plays well because he is going to be the quarterback. But the whole key is he's got to limit the turnovers and make some explosive plays, make the right reads. If he does, I mean, they have enough talent around him to be successful, and if the offensive line plays better. But I think the bigger key is, one, taking care of the football by Milroe, and two, having a cohesive plan that Milroe will execute. In other words, use what the good Lord gave you, man. You're one of the 2 to 3 best athletes on the whole team. You're 6'2", 220 pounds. Run the football. I mean, because that's what this team needs.
Go for your progressions. If you don't see anything, touch that ball and run.
Right.
But I'm like you, though. We need our offense. The offensive line needs to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Horrendous.
Yeah, and now I will say 4 or 5 of the sacks have been the quarterbacks holding it too long. But yeah, I mean the offensive line has not been great. And trust me, Ellis, I'm not. I'm an optimist usually all the time, but I'm also a realist, and I try to tell the truth on this show. I don't say things like cow turd that I don't believe half the time. I'm just nervous about the locker room. How together this team is. I've heard practice hasn't gone great this week. We'll see. I mean,
really?
Look, if you listen to Nick Saban, and I'm pretty good at listening, when he's saying I believe in this team, I think they prepared well. The entire whole opposite thing happened. He's trying to fire the team up, trying to get them to what just Ellis just said. Believe.
Really?
Believe.
Yeah.
All right, Ellis. Thanks for the phone call, bud.
We got one more thought, Ellis, before we let you go.
All right, 256-576-4977. That's the number to the phone lines on a Friday. Brandon's with us now. Good morning, Brandon.
Morning, Brandon.
Well, we hope Brandon's with us. Good morning, bud.
Good morning.
There we go.
There he is.
So, I guess when Cartoon Network went bankrupt,
they did.
I had to figure out. Yeah.
It's because they quit airing cartoons.
They quit. Well, how are you going to be the Cartoon Network and not show cartoons? I don't watch it anymore. I hadn't watched it for years, but how the hell are you going to do that?
No, I just assumed they quit airing them.
Because somebody took a magic wand and turned Johnny Bravo into Pat McAfee and gave him a TV show.
Oh, okay. I thought you were being serious here. I thought maybe the woke people decided to take off cartoons were too offensive or something.
And Nick doing this Pat McAfee show, I don't know how the guy gets good ratings. I mean, I don't even want to watch Game Day because of it.
Right.
I mean, I didn't like David Pollack that much, but I thought his insight was way better than Pat McAfee. I mean, over-the-top douchery and basically a black wife beater. I mean, I ain't really into that. I'm good. I'd rather listen to somebody else or watch something else. Totally good on that. I'm not against Jalen Milroe, but I'm gonna have to say a whole lot more before I believe. I mean, I'll tell you, I sold my tickets for this weekend. I will not be there. I want to see what I'm going to expect before I'm going to spend tons of money coming over there, because it comes at great expense to me before I'm going to come over there and commit to coming to all those games. I just need to see what is he going to do against another good level opponent. And I don't know what to expect, and I'm not going to put it all on him. What is Tommy Reeves going to do? Are we going to do a 3-step drop and stand there and try to get 3 or 4 or 5 reads this week? I mean, what have they done to adjust the game plan?
I would be shocked if they do that. I think I've heard they're doing a lot more quarterback run this week. If it's not RPO based and zone read, I'll be shocked.
Well, if somebody didn't go get all of the tape of Hurts at the Eagles last year and go in there and dump them all on Tommy Reeves' desk and say, hey, you need to watch these for what we need to do, then I hope it's like Friday Night Lights, where that episode where all the for sale signs are in his yard, because it's coming.
All right, Brandon.
Hey, how about that hitting, almost going for the cycle last night? Albies hitting that big shot up 10-1.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a heck of a win for the Braves, and they beat the Nationals 10-3. They need to get it going. There's, of course, we know they have the division, wrapped up. They're trying to also wrap up home field for the playoffs. They hit the little hiccup, though, where they've had a little rough patch, in the last week or so. But if they need to get their pitching lined up. I know Kyle's pitched a couple of times since coming off the DL, and he'd had an extended stay, and it's been a little rough. Hopefully Kyle Wright, though, can make the adjustments and get back, because all that matters is if he's healthy for the postseason, and if he makes those adjustments and can get himself right. If he can, and no pun intended there, then he'd be a big addition to the pitching staff for Atlanta.
All right, Brandon, thanks for the phone call, bud. Let's get one more in before the break. Mike from Opelika is with us. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning, guys. Drew, let me ask you. I've got a friend that was on the equipment staff at the university, and he told me when Alex Mortensen took the UAB job that our quarterbacks were going to take a hit, that people didn't realize how instrumental he is. He was in the development of Mac and Tua and Bryce, because him not being in the official staff, he could work with them in the off season and all of that. Had you heard that as well?
Well, I know I told some people he was a big loss, because he did do a lot of fundamental work and a lot of mental work with the quarterbacks, and he'd actually been with Coach on 2 different occasions. He left one other time and came back, and he is the OC QB coach for Trent Dilfer at UAB, Mike. So, yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. He's lost a lot of support staff. I mean, it's eventually it all catches up to you. You lose a lot of guys. You lose both on and off the field, and sometimes hires don't work out, and we'll see what happens with Tommy Reeves. I mean, a lot of people didn't like Bill O'Brien, but I thought he did a solid job. Probably not a great fit for the college game, but still thought he did more than good enough job. When you average 40, you average 40 no matter what. And when your quarterback goes number 1 in the draft, you obviously help develop him. So I thought Bryce Young did well under Bill O'Brien. But again, we'll see how Tommy Reeves does. Staff chemistry can kind of be a funny thing, and we're going to see how together this team is against Ole Miss on Saturday. I'm going to the game, and I think it's going to be fascinating to me. I want to see how this team plays.
Oh, I agree. I'll be down there as well, and I hope the offense can get it together, because if they don't, it's going to be a long season if they lose this game.
Yes, sir.
But,
go ahead.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Thank you.
And love the show.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Mike. All right, let's get that final break in. When we come back here, tomorrow's headlines today will wrap us up for the week.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
We haven't picked up anything new accident-wise. Everything from earlier should be close to being complete. You be careful on the rest of your trip in. We do have a few folks in last-minute dash mode this morning, scrambling, trying to get in on time. Expert heart care backed by advanced technology. When you need cardiac care, you need the Heart Doc. Dr. Randall Burns and the team at Huntsville Heart Specialist on Bob Wallace Avenue. Captain Nick in the North Parkway Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRIEND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Do you have discomfort in your legs? Varicose veins can affect not only how your legs look, but how they feel. Symptoms of varicose veins include pain, swelling, aching, heaviness, and fatigue. Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville can diagnose and treat your varicose veins with the latest minimally invasive techniques. Diagnosis and treatment is covered by most insurances. Call 256-715-7151 to schedule your free screening. Go to bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com. It's time for tomorrow's headlines today with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back, Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I played this for you during the break, but on September 22nd, 2007, during the Alabama-Georgia game, in the middle of overtime, I was at this ball game. This is what it sounded like over the airways on ESPN, just for everybody to have a good Friday laugh.
I have an important question.
Go ahead.
What is Brittany doing with her life?
Who?
Brittany.
Brittany who? Spears.
What is she doing with her career?
Why do we care at this point? Is she here?
I don't think so.
In the middle of the Alabama-Georgia overtime game in 2007, the start of that one there.
That was a foreshadowing of what ESPN was going to have to do later on, which was start getting rid of people and getting rid of some of the wrong folks too. But
that was Mike Patrick on the call there.
Mike at one time was a good play-by-play guy, but I think he started going on the wayside. There've been and so that was one of the weirdest moments in broadcasting history.
Guess who was in town this morning? Bruce Pearl.
Oh.
Guess where Bruce Pearl was at this morning?
Where?
Buckhorn High School.
Oh, well, shocker. Caleb Holt. He just made a visit to Auburn.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he be?
Bruce Pearl stopping by Buckhorn this morning to get a look in at the Bucks workout.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got a former Buckhorn Buck on his roster.
That he does.
Yeah.
256-576-4977. That's how you can be a part of the program. And
got Chaney Johnson, too. And Chaney's going to be back in town tonight. That's interesting.
That is true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Coach. Don't forget, 7 o'clock, you can come on downtown at the corner of Holmes and I forget the cross street there.
Is it Jefferson?
I think so. I don't know. No, it's not Jefferson. Boy, we really are. Anyway, just drive around. Huh? It's Friday. Got a lot on our minds. We got to find out where the Greyhound bus stop is.
Yeah. Go Greyhound. Get rid of some of the assistant coaches at Alabama. Pronto.
Anyway, you can visit downtown tonight, 7 o'clock. It's the Charger tip-off. That should be entertaining. That should be fun. Make sure you have your
a slight pullover or jacket because it might be a little chilly, man. But it's going to be really nice weather.
It will be. Great weather for high school football tonight as well. Make sure you have the 97.7 ESPN, the app downloaded.
And Scott will warn you, they don't have numbers yet for these UAH guys.
That's what I
so
said.
Scott's really you'll have to be listening to Scott as he gives you everybody's name.
Well, okay, so I have to do so they're doing like the introduction, team introductions. How do you do a team introduction with no numbers?
Well, you just know the faces and names, so tell everybody who they are. Facial recognition.
I mean, it's like, well, number 25 from whatever. No.
Tommy Murr from Athens.
Now it's just going to be from Athens, Alabama. Tommy Murr.
Lindsay Lane.
Give you numbers.
Tommy Murr coming back home. Isaac Chapman from Cordova.
We're done. It's been 5 days.
Austin Leslie back from Westminster Christian Academy.
What's your name again?
Yeah.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Score big deals at Baumhauer's this football season and order from our Inflation Bites menu.